Okay, welcome, welcome. This is Dr. Len Schwartz. We've got Tom Piccarello on the phone as my partner here to present this webinar for all of you. Of course, we have Bill and Lemmy as well. So Bill and Lemmy, welcome to the big show, and I'm excited, along with Tom, to be able to present all this great information with you.
Awesome.
Awesome, awesome.
All right, good.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So, Tom, I'm going to pass this over to you, and I want to sort of set the stage for everybody. This is going to be a webinar that, quite frankly, is very different than what you have experienced in the past, and I want to explain why. We're going to do a show and tell. not much of a sales pitch, not a traditional webinar, because we want to show you and explain to you how you'll be able to use and or leverage our retargeting platform, and let you know that if you are not using retargeting and lead generation in the ways in which that we're going to show you, you're leaving lots of zeros on the table, lots of money. And so we're going to get into all of this, but I just, like I said, wanted to pre-frame and let you know that this is going to be very much a show and tell sort of descriptive type of webinar, so you guys get the big idea and not necessarily a training one. So we're not going to train you how to use our platform, but we want to show you how to set it up so that eventually, if you decide that you'd like to embrace the solution that we have, you know what's available to you. And so that with that, Tom, I'm going to turn it over to you and we can get started.
Thanks, Len. First, what I want to do is kind of give an example. We had some people that are all across the spectrum what they know about retargeting. And an example that a lot of people are probably familiar with the actions of retargeting, but maybe didn't know that it was actually called retargeting. If you've ever gone to Amazon and looked at a product, and then after that you kind of have that product following you around the web, that's retargeting. So the great thing about it is by visiting that product on Amazon, Amazon knows that at least you have some type of interest in that product. So now we're taking a product that you're interested in, and we're going to put that in front of you, and we have the ability to keep displaying that product. So that, in the simplest sense, is what retargeting is all about. You're going to see with us here in our platform, the local clients platform, that we've got some other ways of retargeting there that give great power to you and your clients. So what I'm going to do is actually just go forth and set up a sample retargeting campaign here and kind of go through as Len will kind of talk to you about what's happening.
Yeah.
So here, this is just a demo account that we use, and what you're going to be doing after you log in, you're taken to the dashboard here. You'll see you basically have three choices: new retargeting, new Facebook retargeting, and then new prospecting. And I'll show you the new retargeting just as we go through that.
Yeah, awesome. So there are a couple of different layers to the services that you'll be able to use and access and leverage through our site. Tom, as he said, is going to basically set up a retargeting campaign. And as he goes through this, rather than just watching paint dry, watching Tom just set up a retargeting campaign, I'm going to talk you through it and let you know more about what's happening. So Tom has essentially named a campaign. He went through quickly and picked a category of cars and trucks because, well, he's setting up a campaign for one of the car dealerships that have hired us to do this for them. He's set up the dates that the ads will run, and maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but the typical sales cycle for someone who's looking for a car is 30 days. That whatever the sales cycle, the traditional sales cycle is for you or your clients, you would determine the number of days that you wanted to display ads in front of someone who's already raised their hand and expressed interest in that particular product or service. Tom, slow down for 1 second, okay?
Okay.
So there's a frequency cap, and what Tom has chosen is he's going to have 20 impressions over a 24-hour period. That is a variable that you get to decide, whether it be for you or your clients. You can also determine the recency of visit to your site, and we'll leave it at your site for now. He has chosen 1 month. Again, we talked about there's a typical 30-day sales cycle when people are looking for a car. He's determined a budget of $1,000, a daily ad budget of $30, a CPM price of $2. And what that means is that he has decided that he's willing to invest $2 for every 1,000 banner ad impressions. So one more time, $2 for every 1,000 banner ad impressions. And this is going to come up later too. So I just want you to remember me saying this. The software is intuitive and intelligent enough to actually tell you whether the price that you have put in for the CPM is too low. It can actually go out to the ad exchanges and tell you whether you have a chance of winning the bid. And ultimately, that's what you're looking for. When you place when you launch a banner ad campaign, what you're looking for is to be the person that owns the ad that gets displayed in front of your prospect on their website. And this all happens in a fraction of a second. And the way it works is whoever has bid the highest, 1 penny higher than the highest bid, wins. And so that's what you're looking for. You want to win. So right now, as an example, Tom has just chosen a $2 CPM price. The campaign objective, he has chosen CPC, cost per click, and he's decided to make that objective value about $1 per click. That's a whole different understanding, but I'll just leave it at that for now. And then one of the other features that we always love to show is what's called our day parting feature. So as Tom scrolls down, what you're looking at is a grid where Tom gets to control when his ads get displayed. So depending on who you are, the business you run, whether you're a doctor, professional, 24-hour business, I don't know when you're looking for your ads to get displayed, but you can be strategic in terms of what days and times you run your ads so that if people respond or they want to call your business, you know you're going to be there. And so in this case, he has chosen 7 days, 9 to 6, or 9 to 7, actually, I think that is. So that's something that you'll be able to use as well that we have not found on many other retargeting platforms. And so once Tom has set that up, he's ready to click next.
And that's a huge benefit because if you know what time of day your person's most likely on the computer, that is even more specific targeting. That's what I really like.
Yeah, one of the things that I talk about as a marketing guy, as a coach, is specificity rules. And so when it comes to your marketing and lead generation, the more strategic and the more specific you can be with your efforts, the more cost effective your marketing will be. And of course, the more valuable your lead/prospects are. So this is also one of my favorite features. So this is our geo-targeting feature. Now, Tom is choosing Columbus, Ohio. I want to share with everybody, the name of our company is Local Clients, but that's really a misnomer. And what I mean by that is you can choose to market down at the zip code level. You can choose a city. You can choose a region. You can market nationally or internationally with our platform. So even though it says Local Clients, what you're looking at is in fact an international marketing platform, but you can market all the way down to a specific zip code. So in this case, one of the car dealerships that we work with, and this is why Tom is so familiar, happens to be in the Columbus, Ohio area. He has added those specific cities where his ads will be displayed, and now we're ready to click next. Now, this is a really important screen, and so Tom, thanks for following my lead here. What you're looking at is where you will set up your retargeting pixels. Again, most people on this webinar are actually fairly familiar with retargeting, and so you know when you put a pixel on a website, on a blog, on a page, whatever, you know that as soon as somebody lands on that page or site, it's going to fire the pixel, and they're going to be cookied, and they're going to be dumped into a custom audience. And that custom audience will be full of people that have landed on a page and thereby, by default, have expressed interest in a specific product, service, offer, etc. So what you're looking at is what comes with the platform. So the default, for example, is what we consider to be the pixel that you would put on your main landing page. By the way, you can change this. You can add as many new audience pixels as you desire. We have clients that have literally thousands of pixels. And so what Tom's going to do is basically just create a new pixel for this particular campaign. He would have described where this pixel is going so that we can reference it later. Tom, you want to go ahead and click on one of those binocular icons. Once we've established that, he simply clicks that icon. He'll copy the standard retargeting pixel. Dynamic is for something else. That will be for a different webinar. But the static is what he'll copy and paste, and that's the code that he'll put on his specific landing page, whatever that landing page is. You'll notice,
as you see here, the dynamic retargeting, that would basically be if you had an e-commerce website, we could on the fly substitute in the product that you're looking at or that your client is looking at with the code here with the pixel.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Okay, good. Well, glad you brought that up. I was saving that for later, but okay, we're good. So what I also want everybody to notice, and this is also part of what we refer to as our secret sauce. Notice there at the bottom, and Tom, there it is. You knew where I was going. In our platform, you have the ability to build custom audiences and put a pixel into the emails that you send out to your list. So one more time, traditional retargeting platforms do not have this. You've probably never seen this before. And so again, let me stop for a second and let you know that if you send out emails, and I'm certain that all of you do, whether it be for a service, a special offer, a product, a program, a webinar, it doesn't matter. Anybody who opens your email can then be pixeled, cookied, and dumped into a custom audience that you can then send specific, targeted, strategic marketing messages to until they buy from you. And so we have it with the web, which is what most people are familiar with. And now you also have the ability to build a custom audience off of email. Awesome.
That's
So
so
this
cool.
basically on the email retargeting is anyone that opens up your email, as long as it's an HTML email, they will be added to that custom audience.
Awesome.
And just to recap, just so, because Tom and I talked about this before, that works with Aweber and the rest of them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just for everybody else.
Great.
But guys,
The other thing I want to point out here, as you see a couple of the different pixels that we have, default, category, product, cart, conversion, you can set up your whole funnel. So let's say I wanted to show my ad to anyone that's been to my website. So I could say, add the default pixel here to the audience. But if they've actually converted, what I'm going to say is exclude them here. So now anyone that's purchased my product or they've gotten to the point on the website where I want them to go, I don't have to waste money in showing impressions to them. I can exclude them. So you can actually have customized audiences and what you're going to be displaying varied by how far they've gotten along in your funnel.
Love that. All right, cool. So let's go to the next page. All right, now we're going to come to another interesting part of the webinar. And I say interesting because what you're about to see is also unique and proprietary to our company and to our platform. And we call it an interactive multimedia ad. Again, if you've ever been on any other retargeting platform, you've never seen this before. So, Tom, let's pull up the interactive multimedia ad. And so let me, I'm sorry.
sorry, this is really cool, guys.
We think so too. It never gets old. So, Tom, I imagine your page is loading. Is that true?
It may have timed out just because we had the page set up so long. I'm going to open up another screen here for it.
Len, there actually is a question from Graydon.
Yeah, let's see.
He asked, can I create a link that lands on a third-party site and yet still adds visitor to my custom audience?
I just saw that question as well. Can I create a link that lands on a third-party site and yet still adds? The answer is if you have control, and unfortunately I doubt that you do, Graydon, of that third-party site, then yes, you can. Absolutely. If that third-party site will provide you with the ability to put your pixel on that site, the answer is absolutely. Why not? That make sense? Just give me a yeah or no. All right, so let's see if this ad comes up. Okay, cool. There's another question that came in here by Dan while we're taking a break here with Tom. Talk examples for local contractor or service provider niche. Okay, pool service. So Dan asked, and Tom, if you have to switch screens with me and me take over, that's fine. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. So listen, Dan, whether it's a pool service, a plumber, an electrician, a doctor, brick and mortar business, gym, dojo, it really doesn't matter. Ultimately, if you are setting up a retargeting campaign, so if you're driving traffic to a, oh, you've made me the presenter. Okay, hold on. Let me show my screen here and see if that works. I think Okay, I think you guys got my screen up, I think, here. So I'm talking and I'm answering questions and I'm changing screens here. So anyway, back to you, Dan, and then I'll get to my side. So ultimately, if you're driving traffic and people are expressing interest in your pool service company, then you can go ahead and set up a campaign in a specific geo-targeted area where you provide and place those banner ads in front of those people that have expressed interest in a pool service company. And that's true of all the other doctors, professionals, business owners that we talked about so far. So I hope that answers your question. And let me know if it has not answered, if I have not answered your question. And great, and I'm glad that makes sense. So we've started a retargeting campaign. Don't you love when we do stuff like this live, everybody? It's awesome.
Live is fun, you know?
Live is fun, ladies and gentlemen.
It's part of technology.
You gotta love it. Especially when Tom's computer doesn't work.
Yep, Tom. You're
Yeah,
running
I
a
know.
Mac, right?
It's coming there, man.
Batting 100, everybody.
I love it. Yes. The Mac wins again.
Yep. So talk amongst yourselves when I go ahead and get this done here.
That's awesome.
Tom, why is this not working as far as our default landing page?
You know, it might be because we're online, and sometimes that slows everything down. I've noticed Bill and I have done various webinars, and we're trying to show stuff live, and the network's just so much slower when we're using their platform with GoToWebinar. So that might be the problem.
Len, change it back to me. I've got an ad up here that we can kind of walk through.
Seriously? Now you want me to
Yeah.
get back to you? After I was having so much freaking fun setting it up here, is that what you're telling me?
Awesome stuff.
All right, everybody.
Guys, go ahead.
Thanks for talking amongst yourselves. Tom, did you get it? Hold on.
I'm still waiting for the presenter.
But while you're waiting, Danny actually has a question on an idea for a pool supply company. Sends email to his customer list talking about pool pumps, and then when the customer signs into Facebook, an ad for pool pumps will display on his or her Facebook page. Is that the concept here?
Okay.
Can you say that again, Bill?
I'm reading. I got it. You take care of it.
Okay.
Ideal pool supply company sends email to his customer list talking about pool pumps. Yep. Then when the customer, now by the way, so let me answer. So let's say that a customer actually, or somebody opens up that email. I think it's safe, Dan, and everybody else listening, to presume that they have some interest in a pool pump, whether they want to replace it, they want to buy a new one, whatever. They wouldn't open it if they didn't have some level of interest. So let's stop there. Then when the customer signs into Facebook, an ad for pool pumps will display on his or her Facebook page. Is that the concept here? Possibly. Right now you can set up an entire retargeting campaign within Facebook that can be separate than from within our platform. The idea here is, forget Facebook for a second. It's any number of tens of thousands of other websites that they go to after they get on the web that could then automatically have that banner ad displayed in front of them. So it's not limited to Facebook, Dan. And I think you know that. It's tens of thousands of other websites outside of Facebook where they'll see that ad. Does that make sense?
And that's what I like personally, because the Facebook part of it is really good, but if you can do all the other sites on top of it as well, I think you're going to get a much bigger area of demographic and customers.
Yep, exactly.
And as you're dealing with that interest, if they have that interest in the product, it really doesn't matter to you where you show the ad to them because they've expressed that interest in that product already.
Right, exactly.
Okay, cool. Dan, let me know if that makes sense. Yep, good. Dan says, got it. Makes sense. Perfect. You're welcome. Graydon says, can you do both within the platform, Facebook, and other sites? The answer is yes. So the answer is yes, you can. But it is our advice that because Facebook already has its own retargeting platform, if you decide to advertise through Facebook, you might as well just stay within Facebook and launch the retargeting campaign there. So there's our most honest, transparent answer for you. So the answer is yes, but if I were you, I would just, if you're going to do Facebook ads, just stick with Facebook retargeting. All right, Tom, we're back over to you.
Okay.
After a short commercial break, I'm going to explain what they're looking at. And so everybody, magically, Tom's computer has somehow pulled up the interactive multimedia ad. What you see is essentially a website within a traditional 300 by 250 banner ad. Notice at the top there is a header, not only advertising the company, but there's a click to call feature. And what that means is that depending on what kind of device you're on, maybe even your computer, cell phone, tablet, etc., you can click, someone can click this ad and call the business directly from there. On this opening slide, you see that there is a coupon offered, $750 off. The way they're able to claim that coupon is by clicking the Facebook share button. So what we've done is we've incorporated a social networking component to our banner ad, which of course is going to help stimulate a viral marketing campaign / help the business owner gain great market penetration in a geo-targeted area. Not bad. You'll also notice under the banner, under the header, there are 4 links. The next link is video. Now, what's really cool is that we can play a video in this banner ad without taking anybody away from the banner ad. Now, of course, it's not showing up on Tom's computer, therefore we can't impress the hell out of you by watching it, but I want to assure all of you that whatever video you want to display, whether it's a reputation review, a commercial, anything, you can play the video right from within the banner ad. And then we go to images.
All you simply do there is add a YouTube address, or we could do a self-hosted video.
Okay, so Tom's going to scroll. We're at the part of this particular banner ad where he's going to scroll through a number of images right from within the banner ad. What I want all of you to know is that you have the power to place up to 6 images within this campaign, within this banner ad, and each picture can link to a specific URL. So one more time, because I think this is a pretty big deal. In your one little 300 by 250 banner ad, not only can you place video or a coupon or social networking, but you can place up to 6 images where if they click on a specific image, in this case on a car dealership, for example, we might be able to put 6 different images for 6 different cars. And each one of those specific cars can link to its own page on the business's website. If you are a chiropractor and you offer chiropractic care, you offer massage therapy, you offer hypnotherapy, you offer weight loss, and you offer personal training, each one of those pictures can link to a specific page. For Dan the pool guy, you might sell pool pumps, you might sell a cleaning service, you might sell pool building solutions and service. So anyway, you get the idea. Each one of the pictures can link to a specific page that, of course, you will put a pixel on, because you know that anybody that has gone to that page or clicked on that image is by default somewhat interested, if not greatly interested, in that particular product, service, or offer. And then, of course, as you build that custom audience of people that you know are interested in that service, solution, product, offer, whatever, you can target your autoresponders, your emails, and your other offers to that audience, knowing in advance they're already interested. When it comes to marketing, again, not bad. And then the last thing that we have for this particular sample is a location, Google type location tab. So we can show people exactly where we're located, and of course, that'll work for just about any business owner. They know where to find you. And so there are, I think, 18 different interactive multimedia ad templates that you can choose from. This is just one of them. And so we're pretty excited about this, and we love doing the show and tell so people can really appreciate the difference between a typical one-image static banner ad campaign. And by the way, they're fine too. But as I'm sure you'll agree, a one-image, typical, traditional, static banner ad cannot really compare with a website, a virtual website delivered in a banner ad campaign like this.
No, that is so cool, especially the video part. That's what I really like. The video part, the map part's cool, but like the video part to be able to do that is, yeah, I have no words. I mean, and I'm just reading some of the comments, and people are just unbelievable. Yeah.
And what we have here, the four tabs that we have, we basically call these widgets. We've got about a dozen different widgets. We've got lead capture. We've got a before and after picture. So if we're dealing with weight loss, we can show that before picture and then the after picture right here in the ad. We've got social networking, all different types of widgets that you can include to really increase the power of your banner ad. When you increase the power, what you're going to do is increase the engagement, meaning that you're going to get more clicks on that banner ad.
Hey, Tom, I know you can't fix it. I might show. Dave just asked a question. Can I set up a slider feature for the ad so the images automatically and continually change as the person views the ad? That's an excellent question. And Tom, I don't think you can. I think, is it automatic or does someone have to scroll?
No, it's automatic.
Okay, good. So Dave, the answer is automatic. And although it's a little premature to take questions, I do want to interject something because I think somebody asked an important question that has experience with other retargeting platforms. And the question's a reasonable one. How many people, how big is your custom audience have to be before you can start your retargeting campaign? And I'm so glad you asked because the answer is one. Unlike other retargeting companies, you don't have to build a custom audience of 100 or 1,000 people. You can start with one. And so we're going to get to that later. And so with that said, Tom, hit next.
Yeah, Columbia, there will be a replay.
Awesome. And so at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're going pretty quickly, although we had a nice little intermission there. This is basically where you would be able to hit the start button. This is a review of what you set up, your campaign, the dates, the budget, the daily budget, your price, the audience's default, etc. And then you'd hit start. And then you would enter into a dual layer of credentializing, which means that we have a team in place that reviews all of the ads to make sure that they are appropriate. And then it goes to another layer, which is the ad exchanges themselves, which also review your banner ad campaign. And usually within 24 to 48 hours, you are up and running. And so, Tom, why don't you send it back to me? And I can now show everybody another layer of our secret sauce, which is our lead generation and prospecting campaign. And so all of you who have experience with other retargeting campaigns, again, this is probably new. For those that have no experience with other retargeting campaigns, then you don't realize just how powerful it is to be able to do a prospecting campaign on a retargeting and RTB platform. So welcome to Retargeting 3.0. So here's the deal. On our platform, when you hit the prospecting campaign button, which do I have it? Let me cancel out of this. So here we go. Tom started here by setting up a new retargeting campaign. I'm skipping over the Facebook retargeting, and I'm going to start this new prospecting / lead gen effort. Couple things. There are options available to you here. You have mobile options, so you can actually start a retargeting and lead generation campaign via mobile app, via the mobile web, if you will. There's also mobile in-app capabilities. So all of you have probably heard of Candy Crush, for example. I've never played it, but people send me freaking messages every day to play it. And if I wanted to, I could launch a prospecting / lead generation / retargeting campaign and advertise on Candy Crush if that's where my target audience hung out.
Wow.
Yep. I could do a pop under. So maybe some of you have been to sites where you log out and next thing you know, you see on your screen that there's a big banner ad or a big site ad for you to go back to that site, whatever it is, we can do that. For the purposes of this short webinar that I promised you would not be a training webinar, I'm going to choose the static banner campaign for the desktop. So this is the column. And I'm going to click something called brand safe, which means that my ad is going to be pretty darn close to 100% appropriate for every website and every ad exchange. Let's continue. Again, you've already seen this. I'm going to go through really quickly because this is the part that I wish I had already set up but didn't have the power to do. So I'm just going to do health. Where the heck is health? Beauty. Let's do beauty. I have an idea here. So let's set up the campaign. That's today. Let's do it till the 31st. I'm going to do that. We like 8 to 10 times an hour. I'm going to do $1,000. That'll last me a while. Do $50 a day. I'm going to do $5. I'm going to do CPC and also do $3. I'm going to leave day parting off because you've already seen that, and I want to get to the really exciting part. Again, you guys have seen the geo-targeting feature, but I'm going to show you that I can go down to the zip code level. This happens to be where I grew up, happens to be Philly. I'm going to add it. I'm going to hit next because that's where I want to go after people. This is a whitelist. Now, what's a whitelist? I'm doing a teeth whitening. In case you didn't notice, I put dentist. I chose beauty. And now because it's prom season, it's graduation, people are getting married, I'm going to do a teeth whitening campaign for all of you. If I knew all of the websites, or I know all of the websites where I know brides, like David's Bridal, they may have a website, or if I go to store websites where they sell prom dresses, I can add those websites and create a long whitelist where my banner ads get displayed on those websites because that's where my target audience or my demographic hangs out. For now, I'm going to spare you and not necessarily add anything. I'm going to go next. In the same way we have a whitelist, we've got a blacklist where we do not want our ads displayed. Third party. Kids, ladies, gentlemen, sit down because it's about to get really, really good. This is where I can find my target audience. So, before I switch, because I just want to show everybody, this comes up by default. Business, the contextual category of business is set up by default. Now, let me stop for a second. Contextual categories are those categories, those buckets, if you will, that hold the prospects or the people that you want to target. On our platform, we have over 2,500 contextual categories. Before I go to the specific teeth whitening contextual category, because yes, we've got them, I just want to show you, if you're somebody who markets to business owners, I just want to show you what you have just for this webinar, what has come up already. We've got businesses that you can search out between 1,000 and 5,000 employees. There's 338,000 of them in the United States. Medium, 101 to 1,000 employees. If you want to target those business owners, there are 295, 296,000 of them. Let's say you really wanted to go after small business owners or small businesses, 21 to 100 employees. There are close to 500,000 of them that you can target in the most strategic and laser targeted way. As you know, I'm setting up a teeth whitening campaign. So I'm going to type in, if I can spell it properly, whitening. What a weird name for a contextual category, but look what has come up. We have two categories. One is toothpaste, tooth bleaching, whitening powder. There are 47 million people that have raised their hand and expressed interest in this toothpaste, tooth bleaching, tooth whitening solution. Now, in this category, it gets a little more specific because the specific product, Rembrandt, frankly, I'm not familiar with it, but there are 38 million people that have looked at this particular Rembrandt teeth whitening solution. Now, I imagine that a lot of this 47 million is made up of this 38 million, but who the hell cares? I'm going to be able to click both of these, add these, and know that everybody in my 19116 zip code that has expressed any interest or is expressing interest right now in a teeth bleaching, tooth whitening solution, Rembrandt or otherwise, they're going to be in my sites. They're going to see my ad. Okay? You've already seen the different audiences that we can choose from, including the default, which I would probably add as my main website.
Len,
So,
can you go back to the third party a sec?
yeah, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Do a search. I mean, we had a question before about a contractor in that there. Let's do a search on home.
Okay. So in the home improvement and hardware, there are 38,000. Stay-at-home moms. I've never been in this category, by the way. So if you're somebody who wants to target stay-at-home moms, 17 million. Homeowners, 85 million. Affluent households. Now this is really cool. For those, for I think it was Dan or Dave. I'm sorry, I'm not in that particular. Let me see who it is. Yeah, it's Dan. Dan, you wanted for pool services. If you want to go after people that want a pool, I would say the 7 million people that have affluent households are probably your target market. Okay, so I see we got lots of questions. Stick with me. Is that okay for now, Tom?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that the home improvement on there, go back to the third party, because we
Oh,
actually do
I'm
have the
excited to
home
finish.
improvement for the contractors there. Is just over 40 million that expressed interest in home improvement. You think, you know, a contractor wants to be getting their ads in front of these people? And again, we can layer the geo-targeting with the third-party data to really get the pool that we're looking for.
Yeah, and how about this? What we didn't mention, what I want everybody to get is if I chose home improvement and I choose affluent households, that means that that's going to act as a filter. So that means that only people that have an affluent household or home income or house, etc., that are looking for home improvement will identify themselves. So you can actually layer and filter based on exactly who you're looking for. I get kind of excited about this. I wonder if you guys can tell. So as far as exchanges go, we have every major ad exchange, and of course, they will all be checked because you want them all.
When Columbia asked an important question, she
Yeah.
asked, is that 38 million in how long? In a month? In the United States? Per month?
Yeah,
that's 38 million that have expressed interest in that. You know, we really don't know what the time frame is on that, but they've raised their hand and expressed interest in that category.
Gotcha. Okay.
Although I recall that, and Tom, I know that we're live here, but I think that updates like every 3 to 6. Is it quarterly or every 6 months? So
I'm
Tom,
not sure.
Yeah, okay. That's a really good question. So for the purposes of this webinar, let's just say that those are people that have raised their hand. This way we know we're safe. Now, in this particular display section, it's called Other, but you can choose the targeting system, the browsers, which of course you want all. And again, unlike what you've probably seen in other retargeting platforms, you can choose above the fold. You can choose to display your ad below the fold or unknown position. We always leave those two checked. And I want to share two things. One, other retargeting companies do not want to give you the power to choose this because they lose money when ads are placed above the fold. And they're in business to make money. Well, we all are. But ultimately, what we know is that if we can provide you with the choice to get your ads displayed where you want them, because we all know above the fold is going to get more traction most likely than below the fold, then we know you're not going anywhere and you're going to get the ROI that you're looking for, which, by the way, is an expected 10 to 1. We keep unknown position checked because at least 50% of the time, your ad will be displayed above the fold, even with unknown position checked, because the exchange in that fraction of a second will not only choose the highest bidder, but will also choose the highest bidder who's willing to have their ad displayed in an unknown position. But like I said, what we've seen is at least 50% of the time, it's above the fold. Not bad.
Len, Doug was asking, can you, in the home improvement niche, can you go down to a specific niche in a category?
That's an excellent question. And you know what? Let's take a look. See, what do you say? So what is a specific niche? Like, I want to see something. We've never, again, this is all live, so we've never done, okay, we don't have pool. We have baby shampoo. Okay. We have poo, came up with baby shampoo. Swimming, maybe? I don't know whether. Okay. What's the specific niche that he asked?
Would it be about a contractor? That's probably going to come up. And then the different types of contractors.
Well, there's industry construction contractors.
that would be targeting the contractors themselves.
Right. So when you say home, well, we did home.
Oh, here you go. Dave said foundation repair.
Interesting. Here's home improvement. Foundation repair. That's excellent. By the way, here's people you can choose how long they've been in their house, which is pretty cool.
Len, as you're looking there, I'm just going to point something out with this here because some of the in-market data that we have. So let's say you're dealing with a car dealer and you want to get those people that are interested in a Toyota in the market for one. You could actually get in the market data for those people that are looking to buy a Toyota. You could break that down that if you have someone that's looking for a Toyota 4Runner or a Toyota Camry or a Toyota Prius, we have that in the market data. Again, there's over 2,500 data points that we have here that we could search on.
I just did that, Tom. When you were talking, I typed in the word Toyota. So again, for all of you marketers on this webinar, and that's what you are, you wouldn't be here if you weren't. Let's say that a car dealership decided to hire you and they were interested in selling Camrys or Corollas or Highlanders, Priuses, RAV4. I mean, here's every brand that Toyota offers, and you have target audiences of people that you can place your banner ads in front of in specific zip codes, cities, regions, areas, etc. So I didn't find anything for foundation or concrete, and maybe now's not the right time for me to do the search because I've never had that before, but ultimately you can see we can at least start with home improvement stuff and go from there. By the way, even if you went after home improvement audiences and you placed your foundation or concrete repair in front of somebody, if they click on it, then you already know, hands in the air, I'm definitely interested in that. You can build a custom audience that way. So we went to creatives. You might all recall the fantastic experience we had when Tom's computer went completely blank. Maybe you do, maybe you don't remember. Here's the deal. I wanted to show you something, and let's see if it loads for me. Tom, I've been making fun of you. Wouldn't that be funny if it didn't load for me? Because now it's not loading for me. Okay, how fun is that? See, I shouldn't have said anything. We don't know why it's not loading, but it
might be the slow down, just as Lem said with the GoToWebinar.
Yeah. Good news is we've never had this before. The bad news is all of you are experiencing something we've never had before. So what I wanted to share, and what I wish I could share, is that we have a before and after image display solution for you. Now, plastic surgeons, dentists, dermatologists, landscapers, personal trainers, weight loss people, etc., who like to show before and after pictures, and it literally has a slider that you can put in your ad, and there's a little pointer that says, drag here, and so the prospect interaction on a banner ad like that is higher than I expect you've ever experienced before, because people are compelled to look at before and after pictures. Anyway, it seems like I am going to have to show you. This is what they show you for review. Again, I hit the launch button, and the same process happens where first my ad is reviewed and approved by our team, and then reviewed and approved by the ad exchanges, and you're, again, off and running within 24 to 48 hours with an incredibly targeted lead generation / prospecting campaign for your specific product, service, offer, etc. And so, with that being said, let's now open it up for some questions because we've had quite a few. Geez, yeah. Where to begin?
There's a couple. Doug was asking about plumbing, electrical, drywall, contractors. Matt was asking about, I don't understand where the numbers or data are coming from.
Mm-hmm. So, the same thing is true with searching for plumbing or a specific home improvement service. So let's all agree, we're in real time here. So I'd have to actually do some research and find how to provide you with that contextual category.
One thing you see on the page here, on any of the data that we're looking at right there, it has that BIZO. That is a company that we're purchasing the data from. So you've got these data aggregators that are actually there, and we deal with several different of them that you'll see. If you were to kind of change screens, you might see another one besides the Bizzo there, Len.
Yeah, we have several different companies that we buy / obtain our data from. So that's the answer.
The toothpaste says IRI, I believe, or IRL.
Yep.
So different company that we have there. So we've got several that we're purchasing this data from.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Madi Chain asked, so when we choose the third party, the people don't have to land on our website, so we put pixels on them?
Correct. They've
Uh,
identified themselves in that pool already, and us buying the data that we know that they're in that pool, so you don't have to worry about them landing on the website. You can now display your banner to them. And this is what's different than other retargeting companies. They don't have that prospecting capability that we have right there. It's simple. The retargeting companies, they would have had to have landed on your website in order to present your banner to them. With us having this here, you can kind of build your own custom audience from those. That exists already.
okay, and then Gabriel asked, this platform is geo-targeting only U.S. businesses?
Oh no. So that's the point I made earlier. You can target zip codes or areas or cities internationally. We have clients in Ireland, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Africa, absolutely. And this is an international platform.
Okay, and then can you display just to employees of a certain company?
Of a certain company.
He's asked, can you target just employees of a certain company?
I
I
think
don't
you're going
know.
to be limited there and not
Yeah, I
have
think
that
you're going to be
capability.
limited there. That's probably not going to happen.
Okay. Can you target to a certain company?
Potentially.
Okay. Columbia asked about video tutorials on how to use the platform.
Yeah, so once we're gonna, what we didn't talk about yet, and I will now, is we have the ability to offer. Well, we're going to offer everybody a chance to actually join the platform, become an affiliate if you want for clients that you have, and we'll talk about that in a second. But we have training on all of that, and so ultimately, the answer is if you decide you want to work with us, then the answer is yes. You'll have all the training and everything you need to be able to learn very, very quickly, by the way, um, how to use the platform, how to use the program. Every client of ours, and I'm sort of jumping around a little bit here, I'm going to do a cut and paste here and send it to everyone, which I just did. Oh, that was private. I just sent that to Tom. Tom, you already know the entire audience. So anyway, let me answer. Okay, so we have a standard affiliate platform. What you
Len,
see,
why don't you send it over the screen to my way here?
send it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can find you.
And Graydon asked about building a particular audience out of people that respond to a prospecting ad. You can do that as well, right?
Say that one more time.
Graydon asked, can I build an audience out of people that respond to a prospecting ad?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how I mentioned before we even started the webinar that one of our clients has built a custom audience of over 2.2 million people in 8 weeks.
And that's just sick by
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah, that's crazy. So anyway, so what Tom is showing you, and I'm going to answer your question. I was doing 9 things at once. And so here's the deal. So we have an affiliate level of service for you to experience and use and leverage and resell the entire all the services that we just provided for you and showed you in this webinar. Everything you see checked in front of you comes along with becoming an affiliate. Tom, I had the fees associated with becoming an affiliate. They're not on your screen though.
No, I know. What I want to do is talk about this, and we're going to give you the link here to this page here. But what I wanted to point out was on the bottom, it says first click here to set up your local client's account. That's the first step that you take with us. And in doing that, that's going to get your account set up. And this is going to be different than other webinars that you're used to. You can actually set up an account with local clients at no charge. It's not going to cost you anything to set up an account. You can start building your custom audiences before you actually fund the account. So if you simply go on this page when we give you the link and go click here, everyone should be setting up an account with the system to start with. There we go.
Okay. So our a typical affiliate that becomes an affiliate of our company is spending it pays $397 down to set up all of that and get you access to all the training, the material, the support, etc. And then it's $97 a month to maintain it. And so what we did for Bill and Lemmy, and where's that, Tom?
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. So if you're interested, we're going to save you some money here. And so if you wanted to become an affiliate, it's $347 down, so you save $50, and $77 a month to essentially flip a switch and become, and frankly, quote unquote, own your own retargeting and real-time bidding company. So you could be offering this service or these services to your clients within 24 hours.
And one thing I want to point out with that, with the affiliate, with the 347 and 77 or the 397, 97, depending upon when you come in, that does also get you a 20% discount on your ad spend. So if you go to the where we said click here and you set up the free account, your ad spend, it does not include that 20% discount. So this does include the 20% discount. So if you're dealing as an agency and you're dealing with your clients, it's going to make it even cheaper for you to have that ad spend.
Yep. Okay, so there's our big drum roll, please, sales pitch. I'm still answering questions here. My career pick. I can run.
The link to what the website is again for them to go to.
The website link is localclients.net, and then the offer is localclients.net/videoalpha. You've got the link on yours. Do you want me to send it back to you, Len, or do you want to leave it on this page?
I posted it for everyone. Everyone should have seen it.
Okay.
If you could show it on the screen, though, for them, for the people for the replay, because they won't be able to see the box.
Let's go back to your screen then, Len, because you've got that link on there.
Awesome. I love the back and forth. Send it back over. Listen, there's some really good questions coming in, so I'm going to rapid fire. Once it comes back to me, okay, so you can see it's just in my PowerPoint here, so whatever. All right, so let me rapid fire some questions. So Ralph says, so right now I run my clients' remarketing. I love when people call it remarketing because it's really retargeting campaigns through their AdWords and Facebook accounts. How do we manage clients' budgets through your platform? You will essentially fund each client's campaign. It's really that simple. You'll fund an account, Ralph. Let's say you have multiple clients, however many clients you have, you know what that campaign is going to run you, and you simply fund your account, and all of the campaigns are going to draw from that one account. Really, really simple. Eric says, any video retargeting planned? And I don't know what you mean by that, but certainly video retargeting is a part of this platform. Maybe you missed that part of the interactive multimedia, but the answer is yes.
I think he's talking about specific YouTube video retargeting. That's another thing. This is just for video retargeting in the ad source and the ad campaigns. So it's a little different.
A little different, but still you can leverage by driving people to a website through a video campaign. Certainly you can build that custom audience and retarget them through our platform for sure. Doug says, do you provide conditional display ads using the car dealer as an example? After the 5 impression view, can you now present a different ad? You are in complete control of not only the ads that are displayed, how often they're displayed, but how long they're displayed. So I don't know if you mean something other than, is there a trigger that if an ad gets displayed 5 times that it automatically goes to another ad? Tom, I don't think we have that.
I don't think we do.
Okay, but on the flip side, the other answer is yes. Dave says, okay, great. And can I build an audience out of the people that respond to a prospecting ad? And the answer is, that's the whole point. Yes. That's the whole part of the lead generation campaign. Once you generate a lead or people click on your prospecting ads, they get dumped into a custom audience, and then you retarget the heck out of them after that. Absolutely.
And what will end up happening once you create that retargeting custom audience, your ad spend or your cost per impression is going to go down. The most expensive data is that third-party data and getting that first click to the website. So what you're going to want to do, and probably the greatest strategy, is to create as many different pixels as you can so that you have real specific custom audiences.
Yeah. So Dave wants to know if you can. I think we're already back to the original. Can you target the employees of a certain company? The answer is no. Do you offer video tutorials? The answer is yes. Can you display just the employees? You already asked that. The platform. Okay, we already answered these questions. When we choose the third party, the people don't have to land on our website. Great. I don't understand where the numbers of data. Okay, so plumbing, drywall, electrical contractor. We already talked about that. Let me see if there's more coming in. I'm running Facebook, but there isn't a way to. Okay, I'm running a Facebook retargeting campaign, but there isn't a way to limit the frequency/number of impressions per visitor. Can I do that on a Facebook ad created through your platform? Yeah, remember, Facebook's Facebook, so what you can do through us is what you can do through them. And like I've said before, you can't beat Facebook at Facebook's game. So that's why we actually recommend, you can leverage our functionality, but we recommend you just stick with using Facebook in Facebook. It just makes sense.
Bill, let me ask you a question. You started using the platform. How was your learning curve as far as getting around in there?
At first, it may look a little bit big, but it's really not that hard. You just have to go slow and take your time, and then it's really not that complicated. It just looks like more than it is. It's because there's so many options available to do stuff. But that's the nice thing. There's a lot of options to do.
One of the things that and hold on, somebody wants to just create an account before they buy anything. So if that sounds like you can go to our localclients.net website and just simply create an account.
Go to the video alpha right there, and they can do it right from there.
Okay.
Great, and just to give an example that I can't go too much into it because of our NDA, but the clients that we're about to get started doing this, one is a lawyer, it's a law firm, and the other one is an investment company. And that's all I can say. I'm not allowed to say any more than that, but basically what we're doing is we're doing the specific targeting and prospecting and then retargeting using the system. Because they've been trying to do this for a while, but because of the price gap for this, it's monumental, because you're literally getting it, like you guys saw, some of them are like 1.50 CPM, 3 CPM. The one, it's so inexpensive. It's kind of like, I look at it now as like the days of AdWords, when AdWords first came out, except you have way more targeting. You can put a video in an ad, and you can do all this other specific targeting stuff. And that's what I like, and that's what Lem and I are doing right now.
Bill, can you say one more thing? How many investors are in the third-party data?
21 million. So you have, and remember, in order to be an accredited investor, there's certain criteria. So that is very, very good. Very good.
Yeah, awesome. So cool. So all right, well, that actually, believe it or not, we just did this as planned within 1 hour. Lots of great questions. So thank you all for being a part of this, and I hope you guys got some value out of this today. At the very least, you now know what is available to you. You now know what the next level, for sure, of retargeting and real-time bidding is, and even lead generation / retargeting. What you have in this platform, I'm just proud to say, you can't find anywhere else, and we're really proud of that. So I hope that comes across that way rather than just being cocky about what we're doing here. So anyway, last questions before we wrap it up. Dan says, Len, how do you target the same?
Real quick, for all of those out there who are on, first of all, thank you for joining us, guys. I know you were busy, but I want to let you think outside the box real quick, because what Bill just said, that what we're working on with that client, you have to think about it. When I get online, I normally get online with Firefox or whatever, and I go to my main few websites every day to gather my news or whatever. Not everyone in the world are going to do the same thing that you're doing. There are people that are logging into Yahoo. Believe it or not, they're logging into American Online still. Lynn, you're not using American Online, are you?
Not anymore.
Okay, good. All right. Then I'm just saying, there are so many sites that are connected that these ads will follow you. I had a guy that was in the insurance industry who loved watches, and he said, man, I keep buying watches. And I was like, haha, that's funny. I said, someone has a cookie on you. And he was like, what does that mean? And then I had to explain this to him, and this was a marketing guy. Understand, the education that you're learning from this and the things that you could take from this is so amazing, because you can go out and really, really utilize this system to help bring in traffic and not have to spend bukus of money. I need to legalize that word, bukus.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I want you guys to realize this is something spectacular. If you have clients, if you're trying to get clients, if you have a targeting matter that you're trying to do with some type of product or anything, this deal is awesome. When I first started using it, the only problem I had was actually trying to get my graphics right, because I couldn't figure out what I needed. So that was the only learning curve. And I think Tom was getting mad at me because I always bother Tom every day anyway. So there you go. So back to you guys, and I appreciate you guys coming on, sharing this with us. They wanted us to make sure we got the first dibs on this, because they're going to expand this, and they might, I don't know what y'all doing later on with it, but I know they wanted us to share this with the group. So I appreciate you guys for doing that.
Hey, one other thing I want to point out about retargeting, where we had people across the board prior to the webinar starting saying what they know about retargeting. Studies have shown across the board the average ROI for retargeting is a 10-to-1 ROI. So for every dollar that's spent on retargeting, it's generating a $10 in return. That's huge. So for whatever your clients are, you can take advantage of that retargeting ROI.
Right. And the things y'all didn't even get into was about, well, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway. Because I could go on and go on, but I'm not. I'm just let it go. Let it go.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Columbia. Appreciate that. How are you getting initial? Dan wants to know, how are you getting the initial traffic in order to retarget the same? Emails are your primary method. The answers are email, and that quickly builds a custom audience. I mean, you send out 10,000 emails, you're probably going to get 500 to 1,000 people to click on it, open it, and next thing you know, you have a custom audience of people that are 500 to 1,000 long. Just send in traffic to your website, depending on what you do, whether it's video on YouTube or you've got paid traffic in place, or, AdWords, Facebook, whatever it is. So, yeah.
If anyone's doing TV advertising, radio advertising, newspaper, anything that's driving traffic to the website, this will protect that advertising investment.
Absolutely. Dan wants AOL. I don't know whether you were joking around about that, but yeah, Columbia, you're welcome. Dan, AOL, never heard of it. Rochelle, I really like the retargeting via email. Me too. What email platforms can we use it with? All. Period. All. If you send an email out and you have the ability to convert to HTML for just a second to place that pixel and then go back to plain text, you're in. Lena, I hope it's Lena. So what are the big differences between the free and paid version of the account? Well, the free, if you're talking about you can set up an account for free, even build a custom audience for free. It's only when you want to start actually going after these people and retargeting them that you have to fund your account. The paid version, what you're looking at on your screen, is to be an affiliate. And as an affiliate, that means that you get a chance to use and leverage every feature of our platform as if it's your own for your clients. And so for till tomorrow night midnight, for $347 down and $77 a month, you can quote unquote own your own retargeting and real-time bidding platform, and quite frankly eliminate your competition in your area, in your city, by offering these services that you already know they can't get anywhere else. So,
and the 20% discount on ad spend as an affiliate.
And a 20% discount on ad spend as an affiliate, which means that you actually make more money when you resell these services. Can you retarget with YouTube ads? Columbia wants to know if we can retarget with YouTube ads. And Tom, can we retarget with YouTube ads?
I'm not sure what the question is, how she's doing that.
That's a specific. The YouTube ads retargeting is specific. It's outside of this.
Like Facebook deal.
Yeah, yeah, that's a whole different. You could do the YouTube videos inside of this platform, but the YouTube retargeting is a little different.
Well, that's a great question now you bring it up, because if you put a video inside of your the platform and actually have a pixel inside of your video, then I think that could be possible. Boom!
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Absolutely. Took the words right out of my mouth.
So yeah, that's possible.
The one thing with that, though, you're obviously not going to be able to put a pixel on YouTube, but if you had a self-hosted video, you could have a pixel on the page.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, cool. Next question, Matt. Can this work for CPA or affiliate offers and products? And the answer is it depends on who owns it. So for email purposes, 100% yes.
Oh, yeah.
For website purposes, again, you're probably using a third-party website, and since you don't have control or the ability to put a pixel on that third-party website, then the answer is yes, because you just want to do it via email. And the answer is yes, but via email.
Build a list.
Awesome. Next question. Graydon, how do you typically price these services to clients? That's an excellent question, and that may depend on who you are and what you're selling. And I mentioned before that every affiliate, every client gets their own account manager, especially you as an affiliate if you want them to. But even if just you act as their coach, you get an account manager. You can ask all of those types of questions. And so for everybody listening, you can talk about how much to raise the fees for these specific retargeting services, but that's kind of a loaded question that we probably prefer to answer one-on-one, if that makes sense.
Well, first of all, I would say to a company that I know that they're having multiple banners out there, I would go to that company and I would tell them basically, your banners suck. Why? Because they don't do this. Imagine this, having the easy ways to go through a site and have your customers be able to scroll through this banner and pick out what they want to gather information to send them where they want. But right now, your banner is just a plain old normal image. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
One thing I'd like to point out, too, if you go to the localclients.net, just the homepage there, we've got two packages. And, if you're going to get the program, go through the video alpha link. But you'll see on the homepage that we actually have a done-for-you model also. So if you want to offer the service, we can do it for you. You could do that, and you'll actually see some pricing there that'll give you an idea of how you could price this for your clients.
Great. Next question. Wait, Dan says, how do we save on ad spend? Are you talking about Google AdWords? And I am most definitely not talking about Google AdWords. When you fund your account, notice before how we talked a little bit about CPM and about the budget required to display your ads or run your lead generation / prospecting banner ads. And so basically what we have found, by the way, before I answer even more specifically, what we have found is that we are usually 30 to 50% less. It costs our clients 30 to 50% less as it is as compared to Perfect Audience or AdRoll. And when you come on board our platform, we actually decrease. Like Tom and I make a couple of pennies off your ad spend. Big shocker, I know. I just spoiled it for everyone. But
oh, you poor guys.
Yeah, but what we do is we actually decrease our profit, go figure, and provide and give you the ability to run your ad campaigns for less. And that's what I mean. So it's not AdWords. And I hope that makes sense.
One thing I want to point out, too, is, guys, Google and Facebook's out there, but there's so much more than that. Google is a big network, but the other ad exchanges that are out there are powerful too, and having access to those. So for those of you that have done your remarketing from Google, you're kind of limited to the Google network, where Google is one of the networks that we have among over a dozen.
Yeah, Google.
That is why I told you guys to think outside the box, because there are a lot of search engines out there that most people don't go to. So, and then one of them is Google. Some people just don't go to Google.
And Google, this is going to sound crazy. It is my understanding that Google does not use or leverage all of the ad exchanges that we do for self-serving reasons. So there, I said it. It's out there. It's on video. Don't send me any hate mail.
All right, awesome. Guys, let's wrap up your questions because normally we go an hour and we're already 10 minutes behind. So any more questions in real quick because we're going to close this. I know some of you guys are dropping off, and I know you want to have your questions, but you can also send those questions with us in the support group, and we can get those answered as well, and we can forward those over to Tom and Lynn.
Yeah, last question, and then we will wrap it up. So the last question, I'm so glad you asked. How do you compare to Site Scout and Click Certain? And the answer is we don't. please feel free, Columbia, go check out Site Scout. Go check out ClickCertain. And after you do, we'll be waiting for you over here at Local Clients. They don't have the secret sauce. Throughout this webinar, we talked about the day parting. We talked about the interactive multimedia ads, the email retargeting. We talked about the prospecting and lead generation. Site Scout and ClickCertain do not offer any of those or all of those services. So thank you for asking and finalizing all of the questions for this webinar. Awesome.
And ClickCertain, I believe, is at $147 a month.
I don't know.
So it even costs more.
Yeah, you're not gonna. We're proudly telling you, go look around. We're begging you, go look around at the functionality and the fees associated with all of the other or any other retargeting and real-time bidding campaign. We're literally telling you, go to our competition. We'll be waiting for you when you're ready to come back over. All right. Thank you, Lemmy and Bill. First of all, on behalf of Tom, I want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to share with your group. And if you have any other questions, you can certainly feel free to tag us in and we will answer accordingly. This special offer for your group, as you know, ends Friday night at midnight. We look forward to being able to serve all of you on the inside. And so for now, I'll say thank you very much and have a great day.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.